So yeah, Kathy, in regards to your question whether you should get your wood floor refinished or refurbished, let me just kind of quickly go over the details. With refinishing, which is a service we do not offer because that's something you want to do with a sander, that is a very detailed process where they take sandpaper and they put it into a machine and they cut basically down to the wood, and sometimes cut the wood itself. They shave a layer off the wood to make it all flat again, and in doing so they pull off all the finish, they sand out light scratches, they may even restain the floor, but that's a whole refinishing process that is very detailed, very messy too. What we do is we do a refurbishing process. So let's imagine that your wood floor is fine underneath the finish, but the finish is starting to look pretty bad. So you may have light scratches on the top. You might have a couple of areas where the finish is actually starting to come up or missing. Perhaps you have a dog that scoots through there and sometimes uses its nails to scuff up the finish. That's a perfect candidate for our wood floor refurbishing. What we would do is come in without a sander. We come in what's called screen and recoat. We'll screen the top of the finish to remove any flaking, areas that are compromised. Anything where the finish is unlevel will all be level when we're finished. After our screening process, we clean it thoroughly and then we let it dry. And generally it's going to be a 2-day process, at least 2 days, sometimes 3, depending on the complexity. The first day is all the prep work. We do all the cleaning, we do all the masking of the walls, we get the floor all prepped, the screening all done, the cleaning all done. Then we let it dry. It has to dry at least 12 hours before we go back and put the finish on top. The next day we'll come back, and in that meantime, you don't want to walk on the floor. So please don't walk on it. Leave it in just the way it is right now. It's designed to just dry by itself. We might put turbo fans in there, but we'll take care of that, so just please don't walk on it. The next day we come back, we'll put at least 2 coats of finish on top, and we have to wait about 2 hours to 3 hours in between coats. If the floor was really bad to start with, we may have to put more coats on, and that may require another day. So it's a little bit of our wood floor refurbishing process. What we do, what it does, is it builds the finish back up. So anything that you've had compromised below the finish, if you've had urine that soaked through the finish and got into the wood floor, if you've had water damage, if you've had deep scratches that went through the finish into the wood floor itself, scuff marks that are deep, all that's going to broadcast through the finish. And at that point you may want to consider wood floor refinishing, where they come in with the big sander. If it's not to that level, and a lot of places are they just need a good refurbishing, that's where we come in and we can take care of it.